it is Orion Council here. Hold on, please. Hello, everyone. How are you today? Orion Council here. It is nice to communicate about all sorts of matters on your planet Earth. It has been quite some time. We are having a wonderful experience discussing realities and assuming that you will have questions for us today, yes?
Yes.
Alright, so it is. Let us begin with our message for everyone here. It has to do with the fact that there's a tremendous amount of frequency that has accumulated on your planet Earth. Some of you have named this energy and you have called it this wave of a specific frequency, but we say it is more than just one frequency. It is many, alright? That is important, and it is important to explain that when you have multiple layers active at one time, you are becoming something you were not so aware of in the past. So you have decided to partake in this program, you call it, and then you decided to change the program. Many of you are saying, Orion Council, it does not make sense to me that this program should change because a long time ago it was this way and it always worked this way. So what is the necessary needed change? Everything is perfect as it is now. And we say that there is a time for everyone to accept that there is a lot more that they do not know, and it is time for many on your planet to explain to one another what is happening in your lives as well as what is happening on a larger parameter. And it is important for many of you to explain to one another how these things work that bring you joy, and so you are explaining your processes and you are explaining your awareness and you are explaining the energy that is who you are. That is all that is needed to be done at this time. Explaining the energy of who you are and beginning to accept the fact that some of you have different healing modalities. And so let us begin by introducing a new topic to you all. We call this energy the Sevenfold Frequency, and why it is a Sevenfold Frequency is because on the seventh layer of your existence here on this planet, you have a set of data that is shifting rapidly. It is seen by some of those who have the activation of the miraculous center on the forehead, you call it that. And this center has tremendous frequency. This has to do with the fact that you are aware, and the awareness is causing some distress for many because you are saying, Orion Council, it does not make sense that you are telling us that we are aware. We knew that we were aware and we don't need any changes here. We are perfect the way we are, and we are saying that all right, friends, we hear you and we understand that you are quite capable of doing everything yourselves, but we have looked into the seventh layer and this is what is shifting quite rapidly, and we are saying that the speed at which these bits of information are changing affects the program. And many of you say, Orion Council, it is not a program. Orion Council, I am on a ship at sea and there's no such thing as a program. It is simply the sea, and it is simply a piece of wood floating about in the ocean. Nothing so special, Orion Council. Why use of such language? We use language to describe to you what many of your favorite people on your planet like to use to explain how they perceive other realities. Therefore, when your favorite people explain other realities, we tend to assimilate to their language because that is all that we know as far as translating information that does not have language yet. So, those of you who are those creators of new terminology, please remember your mission is to continue with your creative expression of languages and communication. And we have told many of you that communication is an essential part of explaining what it is like to be in a ship over the ocean. And it is difficult to explain to some who have never seen an ocean and who have never seen a ship on the ocean and who do not understand what the seventh layer is. And many of you would say, Orion Council, we need specifics now, language, please, to explain what is the seventh layer. So we want to make this point to show you the missions of many of you, alright? We hope that this makes sense, and we are trying our best to explain to you what we perceive with respect to your favorite people who are the communicators on the planet Earth. And you'd say, Orion Council, but how is it that some of us are not communicators? And we say, friends, remember, it has to do with the energy. Don't worry about being a communicator. Do not worry about did I use the language correctly to explain my intention of spreading awareness of a greater reality? It is understood by many what you are communicating, and to those who are so focused on what exactly it is that you are doing, we say, friends, take a moment to bless them and take a moment to sense that they are asking questions, and we must have beings asking questions in order for this new seventh layer to come about. So allow yourselves to perceive, allow yourselves to communicate, and allow yourselves to ask questions, because it is all needed. It is all part of this expansion here. Thank you. We are ready for your questions. Orion Council here.
Okay, first question, Council. How is the Council today?
All right, we are doing quite well. Take a moment to relax. Thank you.
Okay, first question. In these energetic times, what do I do when something triggers me or makes me mad? How do I change that?
All right, friend, take a moment to relax here. Thank you. Alright, so there is a time when some of you are not feeling quite so right, because you are saying that some of us here non-physical cannot understand, and many of you are sensing that we cannot understand the human experience, so it must only be shared among humans. But the thing is, friends, when there is a lot of travel taking place, some of you would say it is taking place at night, but the communication here is debatable. We would say to you that you enjoy sharing your experience. We want you to know that when you are explaining to all of us here, and some of you tend to speak out loud and say, Orion Council, this is how I'm feeling. I don't know if you can hear me, but this is how I'm feeling. And we like you to say these things out loud because you are hearing yourselves. And many of you have not listened to yourselves. Many of you have said, no one hears me here. I am angry, and I wish for the world to listen. We understand that messages come through the mind, and not in ways that make so much sense to many of you, and we say that is love that you are accepting of these messages, and that is love that you are perceiving them, and it is love that you make a choice to interact with other humans, because for some of you it is not so fun to simply interact with the spiritual reality that exists all around you and has never left you and is always here listening. So, inside of each of us, whether we are in your dimension or above the planetary hemispheres, we have always loved you, and we love the fact that you tell us why you are so upset. Many of you would think that it makes no sense to speak to oneself. It is only those who have simply lost their hold on reality that speak to themselves. But many of you constantly speak to yourselves. If you could only hear the thoughts that come through, and if we could show you all the thoughts that you are carrying in one day, you would probably become a bit overwhelmed. So, we say that most of you are sensing this stream of thought patterns, and that is overwhelming. It is only that sense of looking at your own thought form collective, as you'd call it, and becoming overwhelmed by it all, and you say, Orion Council, it is uncomfortable. Listen to me, it is uncomfortable. Now is the time to become aware that you are always in an infinite state of creative energy, and there's always something that you must do, and there's always something that you must focus on. So, because we have so kindly discussed the ability to focus through our channel here, we want you to know that focusing also requires letting go of the self-reflecting that all of you have been doing at times. At times it is alright to let go of that. So don't be so upset with us, and don't be so upset with the sea of thought forms that exists around you. Simply focus and choose to release those thought patterns, and we can continue on to the next question. Thank you, Orion Council here.
Okay, next question. Why is the spirit body faster in alignment than the physical vessel?
Alright, hold on please. Alright, so we have a very scientific question here. There are many parts of your physical vessel that are expanding, and that is comparable to a pulse. It is expansion and it is contraction. If you were to imagine this frequency on a horizontal plane, take a moment. And if you were to imagine that pulse on a horizontal plane within a box, take a moment. The human vessel is very much like this box, and the spirit is very much like this pulsing ray of light on a plane. Some of you say, I cannot expand beyond this box, and I believe it to be so. Alright, hold on please. This is very important, because a long time ago there were beings on your planet Earth who understood that expansion can happen beyond the physical body, and so you're able to interact with other life forms here. They understood this method and they accepted it. So, before we go into the long gone past, as you would say, it is long gone now. We cannot return to the past. We think that is humorous because we see it as a pulse that always returns to itself. So it is quite a different perspective that many of you have on this planet. But we want you to know that acceptance is perhaps the answer to this question. It is not a logical decision always. It does involve timing, and it does involve wisdom. Because many of you would say, it is not wise to expend your energy where there are too many people. It is not wise to do this. It is too upsetting. The thought forms overwhelm and thus cause me anger, so I do not choose to expand with others. Only outside, alright? And then some of you would say, well, you see, it is wise to accept the box because if we are spirit, we decided to be in a box, and so let us call this box our home and let us make it pretty. What is so upsetting about that? It takes a lot of courage to accept new realities. And this is why we say on the 7th layer, we see more acceptance happening, and we see more of this sort of pulsating energy. So, friends, if you can accept that the 7th layer is changing on your planet and that you are pulsing in ways that you perhaps did not feel before, please accept the fact. And please remember that you are always assisted during this time. Thank you.
Is the council ready for the next question?
Yes, indeed. Our friend here is so kind to ask us if we are ready. And as you know, there are many of us here, and many of us are looking at you from many different perspectives, you see. So we enjoy answering your questions because we are sensing your energy field, and we are sensing where you have depleted yourself, and we sense where you are expanding your learning on this beautiful dimensional planet. And we are also sensing the beings sending you energy, and we are also enjoying immensely the fact that we are creating new thought forms into this world. And we are also very excited because we anticipate only the highest question possible from our friend here, because our friend here is very much concerned about let us do it the right way. So let us go and answer your question. Thank you.
Okay. Why is it from the past in the nature of humans to discriminate what they do not understand?
One moment. One moment, please. All right, we have an answer for you. Hold on, please. We must ask that you focus this question a bit more, because when you are saying that discriminate, we feel that there's perhaps another way that you could rephrase this question for all to understand your intention. Thank you.
Okay, rephrasing. Why is it so hard for humans to accept the new?
All right. As we have discussed this topic of acceptance, let us go back and withdraw our frequencies. Alright, so we have demonstrated a withdrawing of our frequencies. What this means, our channel is asking us, what does this mean? Our channel is still here, still very present, and is aware of the transmission, but is completely in a different state of wellness. So, many of you might say, is the channel accepting of her wellness in her waking state of consciousness? Or is Orion Council giving her energy? Well, we have demonstrated to you that we have simply withdrawn our energies a bit. And some of you say, Orion Council, leave that channel alone because it is strange that another consciousness would communicate through another human vessel. It does not make any sense to me. I do not accept that this is taking place. I have to investigate this fact because, you see, Orion Council, you see, my need to understand this channeling here overpowers the needs of those who want it. So, Orion Council, please remove yourselves now. Thank you. I do not accept you, and my decision is very important. All right. We demonstrate this withdrawing of energy to show many of you who can accept that there is more energy and love here, that when you withdraw your love from other beings, when you say, I must love myself first and foremost, we say, all right, do it. How do you feel now? How do you feel? How is that working for you? Do you enjoy sharing frequency with other living beings? Many of you say, Orion Council, does that mean you're living or are you dead? Because we cannot see you sitting there. What does it mean, Orion Council, when you say you withdraw your energies? I cannot accept this communication. I cannot accept the labels that you've used to explain such a remotely unique process. When we say, friends, that we withdraw our energies, we want to show you that it's quite impossible to stop loving all of you because you see, we are so interested in this energetic chain that we cannot help ourselves, and we simply cannot ignore the fact that you are all so interesting, and we cannot ignore the fact that you all have so much to learn. We cannot simply leave you all alone because it is embarrassing if we were to withdraw our energies all the time. We are interested in you all. Is that so wrong? All right, Orion Council. Enough of this cuddly communication. We understand you are loving beings now. Now tell us, what's the reason for all this atrocity on this earth? I cannot stand it any longer. Please bring your energies back and take me away from this place. Many of you are saying this because we perceive thought forms on your planet. It is one of our abilities. Alright, so as we have perceived this thought form as quite a common one, let us explain to some of you that in between your dimensions you have somewhat of a... Our channel wants to call it a vacuum, but we're trying to give her a new language. One moment, please. Radiating bits of consciousness that are not yet in themselves belonging to the dimensions many of you operate with. So, to confuse you all a bit more, let us explain it this way. Some of you have discovered these adhesive properties to energy. What we mean by this is when there is love present, these emanating particles tend to shout out and kind of make themselves known, and so you cannot really help but notice this interdimensional activity. So, if we could explain it to you in a logical sense, your Earth has been calling out to us for quite some time, and we cannot simply leave this planet alone because there were bits of love that were on your planet that said, please, please, do not withdraw your energies quite yet. It is difficult to say how much love there is for all of you because many of you believe that you are in a box, and that box means there's not much love around, and that was why you came here. To be separated, to be alone, and to be left behind, and to forget your pulsing ray of light that you are. But we want to tell you that it still exists, and we are sorry, friends, but it still exists. And although many of you would say, Orion Council, I do not like change, and many on my planet feel the same way. They don't like change, so they don't like you very much, Orion Council. It does not mean that we love you any less. And it does not mean that your Earth does not need our help. So we believe that it is right by you to be of assistance. So we hope that we have helped you with our questions today. It is difficult to explain what love is because, you see, those favorite people on your planet, it is their job to communicate what that is. And that is why many of them are the favorites, you'd say, because they are those who communicate love and explain what that is. And we say that is what we are to do with you all. We are trying to explain to you our love for you, and we hope that you will accept this. It is part of the new 7th layer, reminding you that we love you so much that you can decide to perceive Orion Council or not. Thank you. So it is.
One more question allowed?
We are finished. We love you. So it is. Thank you, friend. Are you satisfied with our answers today?
Thank you.
Yes, we appreciate you very much. We must remain here on our side of things for a while, and we will continue with future questions. It is to be this way because channel is deciding now is time for some enjoyment, and let us allow our channel some enjoyment. Alright? We love you. Thank you.